Hi, everybody. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the golden age, all the changes that are going to be happening. And I wanted to talk about what I see coming. So if you don't know what I do, how I get my information, it comes in from my soul, from my higher self. If you want to learn how to do this, I have a class on it. It's inexpensive. I will put it underneath. And I've done a lot of things to be very clear and not have my ego in the way of this information. So, what is it going to look like when the golden age comes in? We have to realize that there's going to be transition time, and we're in a big transition right now. So we have basically the fall happening right now. So everything's falling down, and this is the old systems. So, what is going to happen with education in the future? This was a question that was asked, and I have a lot of questions coming in about this stuff. So, what's going to happen with education? It's going to be more holistic. I think there will be a transition period where people may have, just like what's happened over the last few years, they may have a teacher in the neighborhood that teaches for a few hours a day, a few kids, maybe, 10 at the most. I don't feel like any of the requirements are going to be the same anymore. So people are going to learn basic math. They're going to learn probably the math that we have now will probably go away pretty quickly. So like trigonometry and algebra and all that kind of stuff. There's easier ways to do that. And those new ways will be introduced because they're already out there. Um, as far as reading goes, I think that will absolutely be there. They won't push a lot of stuff anymore. And kids are going to get a lot of basic life skills. They're also going to come in with a lot more knowledge than we did because they're intact. Their DNA is intact. Their memory is intact. They don't see a veil. So it's going to be kind of a give and take for a while. And I don't really feel like you're going to have to get certificates or diplomas or any of that anymore. People are just going to know, okay, this person knows how to do this, and I'm excited, and I'm going to work with them, or I want to learn from them. But it'll be kind of a transitionary period, probably from next year into 2027 is what I get. And then after that, it'll be very organic kind of learning that happens. What's going to happen with business? We are going to transition mostly to small business and doing what we are passionate about, doing what we love. So, big business, some of the big businesses that we may still need, they will be available for a little while and they will transition out. A lot of things will be replaced by replicators. We won't need a lot of plastic in the future. I believe that hemp will take over a lot of the things that plastic was being used for and is being used for right now, including my glasses that I'm wearing. I don't really see fossil fuels needing to go too forward in the future. I mean, we'll use them for a while, but things will switch over to water and also free energy. So, the medical system, I believe we will have an ER probably forever. We will have ERs. So we'll have a place where someone can be triaged, like if they had an accident. And I'm sure that there will be multiple med beds in that area so that they can be put into a med bed and healed after the bleeding has stopped, basically. So I don't really see a whole lot of other, um, those kind of, like, I don't see surgeries and things like that happening in the future. It's all going to be taken over by the med bed. And as far as the med beds go, I don't think we'll be using them very often either. So we'll have some sort of a device, like I have a frequency device that people use for maintenance. And that's going to be to raise your frequency, to like adjust your frequency if you're not doing that well in a certain area. But I don't really feel like aging is going to be a thing either in the future. And also parasites will not be a thing. So we're still working through those right now, and that is a big cause of illness. So be aware of that. But I don't really think that they will be in the future. So the transition to the med beds, a lot of them are already here, and people will have access very quickly to those. And then the more advanced med beds will come as we are able to handle them, because we have to have a certain frequency to use them. So keep that in mind. What is going to happen to the government? It's going to be reduced in size. People will know their own power. So it will be kind of a gradual thing, but I see government as being about 10% the size that it is now. So that's going to change massively. And Space Force will probably be that's our galactic connection. And that will be a big part of the government. We will learn how to govern ourselves. We'll be in communities. Common law will be in place. And as we go into the golden age, we're not going to need to be worried about drama that happens because somebody is like, they're trauma wounded and they're going to go and hurt other people, or they're feeling like they don't have enough of what they need, so they go and try and get it from somebody else. That's an old paradigm. It's not going to exist anymore. So when I think about the police force and lawyers and that kind of stuff, they're all going to be switched into common law and then continuously shrunk. So they will get smaller as we need less of them. And they can do their own thing. Everybody will have plenty. Food will be healthy. So that's the biggest thing. It will be healthy. The chemicals that have been added to the food supply will go away. And the soil will be cleaned up. So keep that in mind. And I think a lot of food that we don't know about yet will be introduced as well. So we will have new kinds of food that are much more nutrient dense, and new plants, I think, that will be really good and compatible to the crystalline body. So right now, keeping your mineral content in your body high is probably the most important thing. What's going to happen with goods? So goods are basically going to come from the replicator, most of them, or they will be handmade because somebody loves to make that product. So it's going to be one or the other. And that'll be really easy for people. And I think that's the only things that I wanted to bring up. But if you have questions about what it's going to look like in the future and what I see, go ahead and put them in the comments. And I'm going to try and do these updates once in a while, because I feel like not everybody catches them. And then the questions come up again, and there's going to be a lot of change happening. So anyway, I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.